Hi y'all, welcome to Dark Angel E-Knits. It is March 6, 2015. It's been a while since I've been here and so much stuff has gone on, but we'll get into that a little later. Alright, so what am I currently working on? For my night owls, I am working on the Easy Lacy Headband by Ratchadan. Ratchadan, Ratchadawan. I think you can find her on Ravelry. That's her Ravelry name, I believe. This is as far as I've gotten. It's not very big. It's kind of hard to see, but it's kind of lacy in there. I've been working on it slowly, just a little bit at a time. I took it last night with me or yesterday I guess, to the doctor's office when I had to take the twins in. But with them being crazy and all, I didn't get much done. Which is quite normal, right? When you have kids. They just decide to be insane. Put that in here. And then I also started the Knitted Flower Cloth, can't speak, by Rhonda White. This is as far as I've gotten. These are on size 4 mils. I think you can see the flower from back there. It's a variegated yarn. It's peaches and cream in the damask colorway. It's going. It's just one of those things I work on when we're watching TV and stuff. What else have I been working on? Well, let's start with the bigger one. This is the Easy Peasy Shawl 2.0 by Megan Del Mori. Oh, and I'm partway through a row. Oh well. I think you'll all get it. It's really pretty. I'll slip them back on this other needle. There's only a few. I can figure that out later. There's only a few, and then it'll show so much nicer for y'all. This week's been kind of crazy. Thank goodness it's Friday. I don't know what I'd do if it wasn't Friday. Alright, so I want to say I started this three Tuesdays ago. It went really fast. It's really simple. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. So it starts out in the stockinette section, and then it does these garter ridges here, and then it's a lacy eyelet section, and then it repeats. And you keep doing this. I think I'm supposed to do 2 more repeats, I think, of the whole thing, but it's going to be too big. It doesn't matter. It's a prayer shawl. So I'm going to go until I think it's big enough to be cuddly enough for somebody who's in need of it. So I'm doing that for our prayer shawl group, and then I want to show you my very last project I'm working on. This is the Brea Bag by Nora Gowan. I think that's how you say. This doesn't look like anything exciting. It doesn't even look like a bag. But this is the bottom portion of the bag. So this has to be 43 inches. And I think I'm about 24. I have about another 20 inches to go. It's just this moss stitch. It looks really pretty. And you're doing it holding 2 strands together. It's really simple. And then after you get to the 43 inches, then you do this little tab piece here, which will get folded over, and your handles will get attached here, and you'll sew it down. So that's going, and that's the reason I'm on that part of the bag. Let's see if I can get this right. Is because the front is done, and the back is done. Then you'll put them together, and that piece goes between them, like it gets sandwiched between them, so it'll be fairly a deep purse. And put stuff in it, right? That's the plan. And then later on, you also make a crocheted little loop that goes across here. It's a free Barocco pattern, I believe. I didn't use Barocco yarn, I just used whatever I had. I think this is Patton's Decor I had left. I bought a bunch of it one time at Spin Rite, and I thought, oh look, it'll work. Gets rid of the stash. Okay, well, that's all of the night owls. That's all I've been working on. Let's show you what I finished. So, for sun up, because that's usually when I finish most of my projects, as the sun's coming up, I finished the Pinstripe Slouch Hat by Veronique Avery. I don't have it to show you, but I do have a photo, and if I remember, I'll put it in. I finished the Boy's Helmet by Patons. I have a picture of it, of the pattern, but I don't have it here to show you. This is an old book I picked up at the, I think, Goodwill one time. So it looks like this, except it's in a beige color. I knit it for my baby niece, Savannah, and I already gave it to my sister for her, and my niece, Natalie, was so tickled. She was all excited. Savannah and Natalie are sisters, so she got a hat. A couple weeks ago, I gave her a bunch of hats that didn't fit the twins anymore, and she was so excited. So it all works out. All right. Oh, more things that I don't have to show you. The Zukama Tawashi by Pierre, or Piart. I had insert a photo. And The Pretty Maid by Anna Haas. I'll insert her photos too. I made them, I want to say last week. Yeah. And they're already in use, so they're kind of dirty. So they're being used, at least, right? That's something. So I'll have to put photos in for these ones. I'll have to see if my sister will send me a photo of the little hat. Okay, what else can I show you? I can show you stuff. These are the TTFN, Ta-Ta for Now, Toddler Socks by Laura Linneman. I made them specifically for Caroline. There's 2 of them. So now she can wear them after I take a picture. She's really excited. So she's got socks. And then I have the January Mini Mystery Hat by Megan Ryan. There is a free knit along, but it's done. And I have Shell Border Boot Cuffs by Too Hot Headed. These ones I'm not satisfied with. So I made these for my brown boots that I wear, but I did my cast on, or my very foundation chain, too tight. So when I kneel or bend over, it feels like the circulation's coming up my leg. Yeah, it's so fantastic when that happens. Like, this end is just too tight. There's no stretch. There's lots of stretch here, and it's beautiful, but no. So maybe I'll give them to someone who has smaller thighs than me, or calves. So they're done. What else? Ooh, we'll start with the small stuff and do the big stuff. And then I made the Lighthouse Cloth by Rhonda White. Oh, look, awesome. I whipped that up and finished it in like 2 nights, I think, or 1 night. I want to say it was 2 days. It wasn't quite 1 whole night because it was pretty late when I started it. And then I started The Parlor Cat by Sarah Elizabeth Keener. Keener? You notice he has no eyes, and his face is kind of wonky right there. It's because in the back, it's also slightly wonky. I don't know if I read the pattern wrong. Probably. But I don't know. It was kind of confusing. It was a free pattern, and I don't know. The whole construction of the head was kind of difficult to understand. But he's done. He has a little short tail because this is all the red horrible yarn I had left. But so he has a little weird tail. I might put eyes on him. Kara keeps thinking about stealing him. She's my youngest, and I keep convincing her not to. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to put him in the windowsill on the front deck there when you come in, maybe, just because. So that's done, and then I'll show you what I finished yesterday. This is the Molly hat. Oh, and you can't see any of it. Oh well. If I hold it up here, this is for my daughter Kathy. Oh, you can. See, it has a beautiful cable right up the front, right there. You turn it off to the side, and it has this nice textured stitch. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, and the designer is Erin Ruth. It was a fabulous pattern to knit. Some people, I guess, were having problems. They thought it was too long in the cable pattern. Mine came out just right. I'm really satisfied with it. And I know Kathy's tickled pink. She tried to steal it this morning. And I told her, sorry, you can't. I still have to weave in the ends and finish the top off, like weave in the crown. So she was like, oh, okay. So that's fine. So that's done. I started it and finished it this week. Finished it yesterday at the doctor's office. And now I want to show you what I'm really happy is done. This is the From Dawn Till Dusk Shawlette by Tatiana Otrita. So it has this beautiful, like, toothy edge. Oh, and you can see the beautiful lace. And it's fabulous. So this is the edge. It's gorgeous. And I love this shawl. I finished blocking it Wednesday night. And it just seems to go on and on. And it's beautiful. And I can't wait to wear it. As soon as it gets warm enough, I'll just throw it on with a t-shirt and some jeans. But it's beautiful. It's one of the very first yarns I bought at Rhinebeck the very first time I went in 2012. And I've been so excited to get it done. It's finally done. Okay, what else can I show you? How about what I'm wearing? What is this? Oh my goodness, let me show you. I'm going to move the table so I can stand up. I'm not super satisfied with this. This is the Dahlia Cardigan by Heather Zapetti. It looks okay, I guess. I don't know. I don't like the front of it. I don't like the way the sleeves fit. It feels like up here it's too big and it slides off. I don't know. And then I ran out of yarn when I was making it. So if you look here, you can't see that way. Maybe this way. It hangs on me. One end is longer than the other. By about, I want to say about 1.5 inches. Yeah. I ran out of yarn for the last 1.5 inches of doing the front panel. How wonderful. Not really. Made me very frustrated. So I was able to stretch it enough, I think, or block it, as we say it as knitting. I think I blocked it enough, but it doesn't make me feel very happy with the way it came out that way. So, put my shawl pin back in. There. Keeps it from falling off me. But yes, it's done. At last. I realized I started this in May, I guess. May of 2014. And I finally finished it last week. I put it aside for 2 weeks. So shortly after this last podcast, I started knitting the last 2 balls. I put 1 ball aside to do the sleeve. I decided that I better do the sleeve first. After I rewind. I knitted the 1 panel as far as that 1 ball of yarn went and ran out. Then I took the very last ball and debated about knitting the 1.5 inches that I would need for the sweater. And I thought, no, I better do the sleeve because I don't remember how much yarn took to do the first sleeve. I wasn't very happy with the very first sleeve. It fit really wonky and uncomfortable and really loose. So I decided that for the second sleeve, I would take a needle that was smaller than the allotted needle for it, and I knit a much more form-fitting sleeve. I'm very happy with the way the sleeves fit it, and I was able to put the lace insert in it like it was supposed to. Before it didn't. There just wasn't enough yarn to make it that far down the pattern. So I got the whole pattern knit, the whole sleeve pattern knit for that portion, and I was very happy with the way it fit. Then I looked at the other horrible sleeve and decided it had to go. So I ripped it out and I re-knit it, and it is, I believe, 3 rows less than the other sleeve. I just ran out of yarn. I had no choice. So then I had no yarn. No yarn whatsoever. Great. How am I going to finish the front of my sweater? Well, I talked it over with my husband because they're good at listening. They are. Even when we're going insane, they can listen. It's just having someone to talk to. So he said I could order some more yarn. And then I explained to him it was discontinued and I can no longer purchase it from that buyer because they aren't selling it anymore. They're only selling on Amazon. Because this is made out of a lan. Oh, I don't even know what the yarn is now at the moment. Lara. L-A-R-A. And they're not even selling out of their store anymore. You can only buy through Amazon, and Amazon doesn't sell very much of their stuff, and I'm so disappointed with them going to Amazon. It's just really frustrating. So enough about that part, right? So then I had options. I could go to Ravelry, and there was one lady selling 2 balls of yarn, and she wanted $7 a ball. When I bought my sweater, I believe I bought all 9 balls for like $25. So $7 a ball plus shipping is kind of ridiculous. And it wasn't even the same color batch because they just didn't. So that was fine. And then I looked at another lady's. She had 9 balls, the exact same amount as I had, with a different dye lot, but she only wanted $25 plus shipping. And I was like, I'd rather spend $25 and have all of the lot than 2 balls, and I still wonder if I'd have enough to finish my sweater. So then I thought, what would I do with all that yarn? I just got this one finished. What would I do with whatever was left? So then I decided that let's just finish it without any more yarn. Because, yeah, I don't need any more. It's a lot here already. So I decided that I'd knit as far as I could with that last ball of yarn that I told you about on the body. So I ripped back 10 rows, and then I just knit the border. I had an itty bitty ball. It's somewhere in my office. But it was like yarn chicken. Will I have enough? Will I have enough? But I got the border done and bound off. So it's done. They look pretty much the same, but it's about 1.5 inches difference in length. It is what it is. Anyway, enough about my sweater. I know, I ranted about it for a while, I'm sorry. What's next and what am I planning to do next? So we're on to Prey. I have another order from the Pondview Opaco Farms. She wants more of those, I think they're called Easy Fun hats, and she wanted the man's beanie hat. So I have to do them. I think she has enough yarn here, like she gave me. I think I have about 12 skeins. So that should be about 12 hats, maybe a bit more. So I'll have to get them whipped out in the next week or so. That's the plan. The other one is I want to finish that Amelia bag. I don't know if you guys haven't seen it in like a dog's age, but it's all crocheted and it looks really pretty. I just need to put a zipper in and line it. And I think I'm going to put a stiffener in it, like maybe some plastic canvas, or take a piece of cardboard and cut it out in the bag shape, because it's like a big half moon kind of bag. And cut it out and cover it in like a vinyl or under pad stuff, and then insert it in the bag, and then it'll be done. But hopefully this month that gets done. I also would like to work on that Granny Tea Cozy that I started. I showed you a while ago, I just haven't worked on it. I'd like to work on the round carpet by Drops Designs. It really needs to be done. I'd also like to start working again on the basic baby cardigan by Alana Dakos. I haven't got there. Lastly, I want to start the 3-stranded headband by Jenna Ventura. Yeah, that's definitely one of the big things this week I want to do. So donning. Oh, in consideration of that huge plan to knit down my stash, I think I'm doing okay. I'm still behind on the number wise, but I'm getting the stuff done. That's what I feel like. We're getting there. Like January, I was behind by a lot. I meant to have all my tallies to show you all, but I'm not quite done that yet. I have one more thing to weigh and measure from January, which are my husband's fingers gloves, and I keep forgetting to steal them and take a photo, but I will this weekend, and then I'll show you next week in the next podcast. I should write that down. Take photo. Okay. February, I still have like 6 projects I have to measure out the yarn from, but then it's done and it's looking really good. Like this sweater was 1,100 yards, 1,100 meters, something like that, one or the other. So that really helped out for my plan. We're getting there. Like I said, there's the shawlette and the hat and a few other things that need to go in Marches. Like this is Marches because I didn't get it finished until last week. Or this week? This week. It was ready to go on Wednesday. It was finished being blocked Tuesday night or Wednesday, one of the two. My brain's gone. Okay, so for that then, March's goals will be to finish the Amelia bag, because then I can count the yardage. The Folia socks I want to get done. The round carpet, we talked about it already. The Brea bag will be totally done, hopefully next week. Put together too. Hopefully. I'd like to finish that hexagon blanket that I started a while ago. I want to start the Olivia's hat and the cup sleeve. I kind of started it this afternoon, the cup sleeve, but it didn't work out. I screwed up the ribbing, so I just ripped it out. We'll start it again later. That's the plan anyway, and then I'll give you a better total of what I'm up to, because March makes 3 months, so at the end of March, I think I'll see where I'm sitting, and maybe I can get some more stuff done and get ahead, and I think I'm going to wait until I get about 6 months in before I start rewarding myself, or 4 months, something like that. 6 or 4 months, and then I'll decide where I sit. But if you all want to show me your stash and help me knit along, come and keep me company. Show me. Post your pictures in the thread. Like, let me know what's going on. I'd love to see it. So, that's all the donning. How about enchanting? What is going on here? Well, I am currently loving the Hogwarts at Ravelry group. Rotation 4 is underway. Yeah, just trying to keep myself sane. I'm hoping to compete this week in this weekly's challenge. Yeah, if you guys are in that group, you should definitely come on. Let's do it together. And if you're not, you should check it out. You could always be a student waiting. You can compete in most of the stuff. Like you can do the weekly challenges and Diagon Alley and stuff like that, but you just can't do the classes. But it's still pretty fun. At least I think so. But yeah, so what's going on with me? Crazy me. Yeah, it's been a while. Well, 3 weeks ago, the twins had a PA day. That's why I didn't record. I wanted to record before, and it didn't work out. Two of them were, there was 2 days that week the kids were sick. One was sick, and then a couple days later the other one was sick, and then there was appointments and running around. And then 2 weeks ago, I was just so exhausted. Every time I went to go to record, I decided, oh, I'm going to do this, and I'd get some stuff phoned together, and then my iPad would be dead, or I'd just be so tired. But also last week, last week, I decided that I wanted to cross stitch, and that's where a majority of my time went. Though I didn't really knit, I just cross stitched. I finished this little reindeer. I'll show it next week. I finished this little reindeer up, and I was like, oh, I'm done. Hooray. And I was like, I felt guilty because I wanted to buy a really big kit because I watch Knit One Heart 2 with Wendy and Sheila, and Wendy's doing this from the Silver Pumpkin. I think that's what it's called, where it's from. Probably wrong. But she's doing this Once Upon a Time fairy tale thing. And I was like, oh, wouldn't that be so nice? Oh, and then I looked at the prices, and then I looked at all the other stuff I have, and I said, no. I have 3 or 4 kits that I've never opened. I need to do them. So I grabbed one, and it was this really pretty flowery rose one. 2 roses, I think, and it's only about yay big. So it's not as big as the sheet of paper. It's a little less. So that's fine. I started it, and then I got addicted. I mean, addicted. I was putting like 6 hours into it every night, and I think I have another day's worth of knitting or cross-stitching left to finish it up, and it'll be done. But yeah, I got burned out. My hands were so sore after, and I didn't really knit at all. Ooh. Like, the reason I'm podcasting today on a Friday is because this week I got sucked into Facebook games. I was playing Farm Up 2 or Farmville 2, I don't know. I don't know what it is. And then I was playing The Sims Freestyle, or Free Play? Free Play. The Sims Free Play. I've just been absorbed. I knitted quite a bit apparently this week, but I'm surprised. Totally. So we'll see. Hopefully next week I can get back into gear and podcast regularly. But until then, I hope you all have a good week, knit lots, and make sure you pop into the group. Let me know what's going on with your lives. I'd love to know. Alright, talk to you then. Bye.